Welcome. I appreciate y'all being here this afternoon. As you know, last night, Davenport Police responded to an address over on Citrus Landing Boulevard here in the city of Davenport regarding a domestic-related shooting. Just to kind of give you a brief overview as to what happened. The family that lives in that residence is a 43-year-old by the name of Kelly Agar Garcia and his wife, Adrienne Daza, D-A-Z-A. They live there with Adrienne's 3 children, 2 minor children, a 9 and 11-year-old, and a 26-year-old son who is identified as Azriel J. Martinez, 26 years old. They're the biological children of Adrienne and the stepchildren to Kelly Garcia. So last night at around 7 o'clock, the family was at home, and apparently there was a argument within the family about the 9-year-old playing Fortnite, and the 26-year-old allowing the 9-year-old to play Fortnite, which has been forbidden by the parents. As disciplined, mom, Adrienne, took the 9-year-old cell phone away from him, which upset the 9-year-old. And as mom was going into her bedroom, the 9-year-old followed her and went around the bed to a nightstand, opened the drawer, and grabbed a Smith & Wesson 9mm handgun. Mom immediately engaged the child, tried to disarm the child. Stepdad enters the picture and does the same thing, and ultimately is able to get the gun away from the 9-year-old. At that time, 26-year-old Azriel Martinez walks into the bedroom, sees mom holding the child on the bed who is going frantic, and the stepdad holding the gun. And not knowing what's going on, he's like, "What's happening? Why do you have a gun?" An argument ensues, during which Kelly shoots Azriel multiple times. Azriel leaves the bedroom, and Kelly follows him out into the hallway, where mom says that she heard more gunshots. Azriel was ultimately transported to a local hospital here and died as a result of his injuries. Kelly Garcia has been charged with second-degree murder and allowing minor access to an unsecured firearm. This is one of those, again, tragic situations where we're allowing kids access to guns. You know, we see this time and time again where we have a 9-year-old that knows where stepdad keeps his gun and goes to it. I truly believe that if that child did not know where that gun was, none of this would have happened today. None of it. I do not believe that the stepdad would have gotten a gun and engaged the stepson. I want to speculate, but I don't think it rose to that level. But the 9-year-old brought the gun into the picture, and this is the end result. You know, again, it's sad. I have to implore the parents to secure their weapons. I can't be any more clear. This is what happens when we don't. So with that, I'll answer any questions.
Chief, do you have any doubt in your mind that the aggressor here is the one who fired the shots? Because, I mean, I'm just wondering whether there's going to be a case of, hey, I had to defend myself here.
We looked at that. Obviously, we looked at a stand your ground, self-defense type situation. The medical examiner's office did an autopsy today, and based on what the medical examiner's office provided, coupled with the interviews that we did with the family that was present last night, we're fairly confident that this is not a self-defense, that Kelly Garcia just attacked him with the firearm. We do not believe that there was any, we do not believe that Azriel was aggressive towards him physically. Maybe he was verbally, but we do not believe that there's anything to support that Azriel was physically aggressive towards him.
This seems to have blown up super quickly here over a dispute over video games. Do you have any information that would lead you to say there had been a larger situation percolating around this family?
The family has told us that over the last couple of weeks that Azrael has become more outspoken about the relationship with his mom and his stepdad. He was not happy with mom's relationship with stepdad. Stepdad, Azrael, or excuse me, Kelly Garcia, was very much a disciplinarian, and he ruled the household as such. And the 26-year-old didn't particularly care for the way he was disciplining the young children and running the household. And so that had kind of led to a few arguments, dispute over the last couple of weeks.
Has cops been called to that house before?
We have not been called there since 2022.
What was that matter?
That had to do with the DCF referral.
Anything you say about that?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
How much contact had there been? How much contact had there been, DCF and?
I can't answer for DCF.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of us ever going out to this house prior to or since 2022.
What are your wishes for these two kids here? I mean, you've got a 9-year-old and 11-year-old who have been through unbelievable trauma. I mean, what can you say about them and what your wishes are and the department's wishes are for them?
Well, obviously we wish the best for the family as a whole. We certainly wish that the 9-year-old and 11-year-old can get whatever counseling that they need to try to overcome this tragedy. I mean, remember, the 9-year-old was in the bedroom when this happened. So it's just a tragic situation for somebody that young. So I truly hope and I truly feel that as they grow, that they'll be able to do things to help overcome this and lead productive lives.
To clarify, Chief, was the victim shot in the back as he was leaving the room or not?
So the victim was shot multiple times in the chest and the stomach area and in the back, yes.
The back wound tell you that it's
Not self-defense.
not something.
As he was walking out?
Yes.
Okay.
And was there ever any type of physical altercation between those two? Were they hands on each other, or just all verbal? You believe?
It's just everything that we're learning from based on what the family has told us that happened last night. It was all verbal.
You know, this is going to get a lot of headlines. I mean, video game results in this. I mean, how do you just react to the fact that this all started with an argument over whether a kid should be playing a video game?
There are those in society that feel that video games have a direct impact on youth and their development. Some positive, some negative. I'm certainly not a psychologist. I mean, I certainly can't, use any expertise to address that. But it does make you wonder that when kids play certain games like Fortnite and Grand Theft Auto and things along those lines, that it puts them in a negative context of the way, real society is and should be.
And just a everyday discipline that every family probably does leads to this.
Absolutely.
Crazy, right?
Absolutely. Again, there are some that can play these games and lead normal lives, and it doesn't impact them. But there are those that obviously it does.
Has your suspect ever been arrested?
He has 3 DUI charges out of state. I don't remember what state it is. I think New York, but nothing on a felony level that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Nothing here.
Did the child ever give any indication of why he thought he had to resort to going and getting a gun? I mean, did he feel threatened by this man, his stepfather?
We weren't able to get a whole lot out of the 9-year-old. Obviously, the 9-year-old, a lot of his conversations were about his brother. I don't have a brother anymore, things along those lines. So to try to glean, what he actually saw was very difficult.
How long were they married for?
That I'm not sure of. I can find that out and try to get that to you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Appreciate it. Thank you.